What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John from Project Ellsworth, and I am back with you today to give you my review of the 1986 film Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Damn near ran out of breath. If you're new to the channel and you like horror movie reviews, remember to click that subscribe button. I do a few of these every week. Jason Lives was both written and directed by Tom McLaughlin, starring Tom Matthews, Jennifer Cook, David Kagan, and C.J. Graham as Jason. So our story begins with Tommy Jarvis going to pay a visit to Jason Voorhees' gravesite. And along with him, he brings Horshack, a couple of shovels, Jason's goalie mask that he has for whatever reason, and bad intentions. He's going there to dig Jason up just to make sure that he's dead. Well, that, and you can't make 5 more movies in your franchise if the star of your franchise is stuck in a box 6 feet underground. So Tommy and Horshack dig down to the casket and they crack that sucker open. Inside of the casket, they see that Jason is lying there, and he is very dead. Jason actually kind of reminds me of the zombie that's on the poster of Lucio Fulci's zombie. Well, Tommy decides that Jason ain't quite dead enough. So, in an impressive feat of strength, Tommy runs over to the wrought iron fence that surrounds the graveyard and pulls off one of the fence posts and commences to stabbing Jason through the heart. Once Tommy is done having this tantrum, he gets out of the grave, but unfortunately for him, he leaves that wrought iron pole stuck in Jason's heart. Of course that pole gets struck by lightning, and of course it reanimates Jason. Welcome back, my friend. Jason quickly crawls out of that grave and claims his first victim after a very long dirt nap. You didn't think it was Tommy, did you? Horshack comes running up behind Jason with a shovel in his hand and smacks him on the back of the head. And you thought Jason was tough the first time he was alive? So after Jason takes that headshot like a boss, he turns around and looks at Horshack and punches a hole directly through his chest, ripping his heart out in the process. Tommy very quickly has an oh shit moment. He jumps back in his truck and he gets the hell out of there. Jason picks up his mask, puts it back on, and heads home to Camp Forrst Green. Forrst Green? Was that an actor?
No one in Forrst Green wants to be reminded of what that maniac did here. That's why we changed the name.
Alright, let me get the couple nitpicky things out of the way that I did not like about this movie. They're very few and far between. When Jason first starts heading back to Camp Crystal Lake or Camp Forrest Green, whatever, when Jason starts heading home, he runs into a bunch of people playing paintball. He grabs a hold of one dude by the arm and swings him up against the tree. He pulls the guy's arm off, which is kind of weird, but that's acceptable, and slams the guy up against the tree. When the guy makes impact with the tree, you see him fall back, and on the tree, in the tree bark, appears a bloody smiley face. I don't like that. I thought that was kind of goofy. A lot of people love that, the little quirky stuff in these movies. I'm not a fan of that stuff. I did not like that. The other thing that I did not like, and I might get roasted for this, I really didn't like the look of Jason in this movie. I didn't like the tight-ass pants that he had on. I didn't like that he was wearing work gloves. I didn't like that he was wearing like a military utility belt in this movie. And his mask, to me, looked wider than it did in the previous movies. Like I said, these are nitpicky little things, but those were the only things that I really didn't care for in this movie. Now moving on to all the things that I did like about this movie, pretty much everything else. This movie had a couple pretty cool kills in it. Towards the beginning of the movie, there's a kill that takes place in a trailer. 2 kills, actually. They're in a camper. Jason stabs the driver of the camper in the side of the head. I think that kid was like John Travolta's nephew or cousin or something like that. I'm not sure, but look it up. I probably will when I'm done recording this, just to see if I sound like an idiot or not. And the other kill that took place directly before that was that kid's girlfriend was in the bathroom and Jason took her face, and basically smashed it through a wall, and the imprint of her face came through the way. It's kind of goofy, literally impossible, but it came off pretty well on camera, and I liked it. Another of the more memorable kills in this movie is Jason is confronted by the sheriff in the film, Megan's father, and Jason grabs him by the throat and bends him over backwards and basically breaks the guy in half. Pretty cool, looks great, reasonably simple effect. I saw that there was just a guy, and the guy was like from the waist down in the dirt. Pretty cool. They dug a hole, stuck the guy in there, and bent him over backwards. Came off very well. Breathe, John. Another thing that I usually don't talk about in these that I liked was the soundtrack. I'm a metalhead. Been a metalhead for as long as I can remember. Easily as long as I've been watching horror movies, I've been a metalhead. So Alice Cooper provided the soundtrack for this movie, and I thought that was pretty cool. I also liked C.J. Graham's portrayal of Jason in this movie, simply because I didn't like the fact he was wearing tight pants, work gloves, and a utility belt. I didn't like the look of Jason, but I liked the portrayal of Jason in this movie. Very quick moving, very intimidating and big. Overall, I just thought it came off well. I just didn't like all them little accessories he had on. And that literally has nothing to do with C.J. Graham's performance. One final thought in this movie. There was what I consider to be a little Easter egg in here. There was a little girl who woke up screaming, and when asked what was wrong, she said she was having a nightmare, and there was a monster that was trying to kill her, and they said, well, where was he? She said he was everywhere. That little girl's name was Nancy. Sound familiar? So Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Overall, I think that this movie is an incredibly important film and entry into this franchise. It was the rebirth of Jason, the reintroduction to Jason, the introduction to Jason to a whole new generation, and I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. As big as it is in the overall franchise, for me, in my rankings, there are a total of 10 films in the original run of the franchise, not including the remake, and I would say of the back 5, this is easily my favorite of the back half of this franchise. If you have not seen Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, you are doing yourself a huge injustice. Check this film out. It's pretty great. Have you seen this flick? Where does Friday the 13th Part 6 fall in your rankings of the franchise? Leave me some comments down below and let's talk about it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video and you have been enjoying my content up to this point, please do me a huge favor. Click that subscribe button and then ring that notification bell. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.